Hey guys, it's Kelly Ann, and this is going to be a very special video because I cannot wait and to do a Ditch the Stitch in the middle of the year. I probably will still do a Ditch the Stitch in the middle of the year / whip parade. So this is a special video. This is not a normal one. The first of the year for the last couple of years, and a couple of the years in the middle of the year, I do a whip parade. A lot of people do them. Actually, almost everybody does them. And their videos are titled Whip Parade. I title mine Ditch the Stitch Whip Parade. Whatever. Anyways, I title mine Ditch the Stitch Whip Parade because I very much like to declutter, and I include my whips in decluttering. So I don't like to just do a whip parade. I like to go through them, and as I show them, convince myself if I should keep it or ditch it. Well, I did that on the first of this year, and there were a couple that I was on the fence about, and the more that I've thought about it over the last couple of months, there are a few definitely on the chopping block. Most of these are probably going to go. There's somewhere between, I don't know, like 10 to 15. I think it's actually around like 13 or 14 on the list, but it's somewhere between 10 and 15 on the chopping block. So this is a chopping block edition. I've had them on my pivot table. If you've been around for any number of time, you know that I like to do statistics every year and keep a running track of my stitching. And I do it in Excel rather than in physical journals or notebooks. It's just what works best for me. I like the digital world of it, and I can have it auto-calculate stats for me. I'm kind of a nerd. It's fine. Anyways, I've had a couple of them in red for a while, like 8 to 10 of them. And I've just had more and more be added to the list. Now, not all of these are necessarily going to be completely chopped today, but the ones that are will come off of my list and they will be gone. They will no longer count in my statistics or anything like that. And I don't think with any of these I want to pass them on because I like the fabrics. So if I want to use the fabric, I'll just pick out whatever I had already stitched. Some of them may stay in red in my system, and they may get the axe in the next round, which will probably be middle of the year, dependent on if I still feel the same, did I give it any love, and that kind of a thing. So not all of them are going to 100% be nixed today, but they are on the block for discussion. So let's just go ahead and jump straight into it because, like I said, I have a hefty little pile. I currently have 57 whips, so this is like a fourth almost. So it makes me feel pretty good. This one, as much as I like it, the aesthetic and the look of it, for a fact, is going to go. And I know that I'm not going to pass this one on. This is a digital copy pattern by Busby Designs on Etsy, and it is Plague Doctor. This is full coverage of the doctor, and then there's just a circle, which I wasn't going to stitch. I did change up the colors. It's more in purple undertone browns, but I changed it to true browns for my fabric choice. I love this piece of fabric, so that's why I'm not going to pass this one on. I will unhappily sit here and pick all of this out to use this fabric for something else someday, because the fabric is just that amazing. I dyed it myself. It's a 14 count Aida, and I don't know, as much as I love this pattern, like aesthetically, there's a new meaning for it now, in my opinion, and I don't want that in my house anymore. Like I just, this isn't something that I would want to display in my home anymore because bad juju. I just don't want it. So, it is what it is. But this is how far I got. I still had a ton to do. This isn't even half, it's half of the pages, but it's not half of the pattern. But It is full coverage. It does look amazing. It was going to be fantastic. However, this one is going to fully go. It's not staying. Okay, so the next one on the list is Barbara Anna's Black Cat Hollow. This is on a 16 count piece of Pictureless Plus in the colorway Fathom, and I started this in 2018. I really do like this pattern, but I never reach for it. I have no desire to finish it at this point, which kind of makes me sad, but it happens sometimes. Like sometimes if you don't stitch something fast enough, you kind of fall out of love with it. Now, this is one that I am tempted to put in the maybe pile and keep around and just see if I touch it. So, I might do that. This might stay in the maybe pile, but this is how far I got. Only halfway, not even halfway done with one of the 3 parts. So, I don't know. I don't know. This one's going to go in the maybe pile and we'll think on it. So, in the middle of the year, this may still be in the pile or it may not be, but, or maybe I'll decide by the end of this video. Who knows? Who knows? But that one is definitely on the chopping block. It was so much fun to like work on and stuff, and this one is actually in a bag made by Cassie. Yeah, that one might be a go-in, but I am going to put it in a different pile over here. The for sure's are going over here. Okay, so the next 2 are in the same bag. This is an Emily bag, my spooky jack-o'-lantern bag. I don't know about either of these, so I have some thoughts. This is Mrs. Bingley's Library from Plum Street and Feast of Friendship from Blackbird Designs. This is how far Mrs. Bingley's Library is. I will say, I do not want to stitch this godforsaken house. So what I was thinking of doing was maybe just taking out the part that I've stitched that's of like the house and like the roof line. So I would have to take out all this smoke, and I would just take out like this part of like the roof line and stuff like that, but the rest of it I would keep. So so I would basically just stitch the books with the big flower basket, keep the books with the cat on it, and then just move the words up and just not stitch the house. I'm not the biggest fan of stitching massive houses. It's just not for me. Like, I will do it, but I have to really, really, really like the house. And honestly, I don't like this house. I hate this house. And I was already going to cut out the second row. I have no desire. No desire. So, the most I have to take out is a little bit of this line and this chimney, which isn't that big of a deal, and then the smoke. But I think I'm just going to make it like that, but with a cat right there, and then just move the words up. And maybe I'll add a second little cat to look like Stella, and I'll have Potter and Stella. Or because she's so tiny, maybe she can go right here on this little stack of books. So we'll have Potter and like Stella and me with my books and a flower pot with the Texas flag. Because I love the phrase, and I love the customizations that I've made. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think this one is going to stay, but it's going to get an overhaul, and I think it'll make me actually want to work on this more and like it a whole lot more. So I think that's what we're going to do for Mrs. Bingley's Library. The other one is Feast of Friendship. Now, I actually truly love this one. The only reason why I say that this one is remotely on the chopping block is because I haven't picked it up in a really long time. The house is massive, but I don't think I'm ready to see this one go yet. I think I just truly need to get it out and make an effort. It is gorgeous. I do love it. I just, God, that's huge. It's huge. Also tempted. Maybe I'll just do this because I love the big giant cornucopia bowl. I mean, it's not a cornucopia, but it's a giant fruit bowl slash vegetable-ish. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just take out the house. I don't know. But this one is definitely sticking around. I'm just having a hard time with the desire of wanting to work on it, which is what this whole chopping block video is for. So these two are staying, but they're in the wind, maybe, with some edits. Anyways, those are from 2019, and they are on Picture This Plus Legacy. The next one is also from 2019. I actually really loved this, but again, I have no desire to complete it, finish it, work on it. I have no idea where I would put this in my house, but I truly enjoyed it because of the journey slash adventure of it. This is by Ink Circles, and this is the Map Sal. And I think that you can still get in on this through her website only. Don't quote me on that, but it is from 2019. It was a Sal where there is no finished project. It's a choose your own adventure. So I can't even show you what it were to look like because you literally rolled dice, or well, I didn't. I used Siri on my phone. No, I'm not asking you anything. But I would ask my phone to roll or pick a number between different, whatever the number range was. And I would go from there. Or you could just choose the stuff that you liked. You didn't have to really roll the dice and all of that. I got to, I think, part 4 out of 7. It was really fun. And I don't know. I put so much into this. So this one is hard for me. I don't even remember which direction it goes. Like, what? I don't remember which way is the top or which way is the bottom. I truly don't anymore. So no clue. No clue. I want to say, I feel like it was like this. But, I don't have a desire to do this anymore. It has its own playlist. If you want to go back and kind of see some of it, like I actually recorded myself asking my phone to pick the different random numbers and do all of that kind of stuff. So the first, like the videos that correlate with how far I got are actually on my channel on their own playlist. I'm not into it anymore. So this one's going to go. Does anybody want to pick all that out for me? Because this is a 32 count Lugana in Heartland by Picture This Plus. So this is a really good like staple fabric that I can use for other things. So this one's definitely not going. But I had a really cool name picked out for it and everything. So this one is going. The next one that is going is actually a Brina Gervais with Thy Needle pattern. I'm going to keep the pattern, and I may restart this. And my start, honestly, is not a whole lot to show you. I'll show you anyways, but it's so tiny and minuscule. It's ridiculous. I don't think I like the fabric that I picked. That's my start. And this is on 32 count Lugana Ale from Picture This Plus. But this is with Thy Needle Christmas Cottage. I actually really, really love this. The only thing that I would not be doing is this over one lamb right here. I don't need a lamb on the mantle. I just don't. It's fine. I would rather add another candle. Don't need a lamb. Anyways, I absolutely love this pattern, and I love the colors that I picked out for it. I think I genuinely just don't like the fabric, but I'm also not in any way, shape, or form desired to pick out a fabric right now and start it again. So this is going to get pulled completely, but I will be keeping the pattern with the notes that I made for the colors that I want to do, because at some point I would like to do this one. And this was also a 2019 start. Crazy. This chair is so noisy. The next one slightly hurts my own heart. So this is also in a Cassie bag. Oh, the mermaid bag was an H Cats Crafts. And Hannah does not make bags anymore. And actually, I haven't seen her active online in years. So I don't know what happened with that. This is the Blue Flower Night Walk Down. I actually really love this one. And I like it on the fabric that I picked. This is a Pictures Plus 32 count Lugana in Phoenix. I'm probably just not going to stitch it. I mean, like, that's just literally what it is. I never want to get this one out. Like, I do, but I also don't. So, as beautiful as she is, I think she's going to go. I think she's gonna go. No, I think. She is. She's going. She's gonna go. It's okay. There's so many patterns. So many patterns. Okay. The next one, so everything else I started in 2020. So the next one I started in actually the rest, like I said, all in 2020. I want to like this one so much. It's super cute. This was an exclusive to 123 Stitch after Lizzie had retired. I didn't get very far. This is on a piece of 14 count Aida that I dyed myself. So I was going to do the Santa down here, and then I was going to do the little joy pattern up here as well. I'm just not into it. Like, even whenever I was stitching this at the end of last year, I really just didn't enjoy it. It is super cute. It's not for me. It's not for me, and that's fine. So, sampler clause, bye. Bye, boy, bye. I'll save that one for last. Okay, this is another one that was a free stitch along from Brenda Gervais. Yeah. And I don't know. I really like the pattern, and I like the fabric that I started on. But this fabric is super dang tiny. Heather told me that it's 22 count, and it's staying like really fluffy. I can't figure out how to stitch on it properly. So like my stitches just aren't laying right. I don't know. He looks really weird. But this was a free Sal called Mary and Minty, and it's the one with like the Santa standing on the reindeer, and I can show this. It's a free Sal on her site. Or was. Anyways, this is a polka dot Zweigart. And Heather's pretty sure this is a 22 count. I don't know. I need to pick this out, and maybe one day I'll like retry it, because it was a PDF pattern. So, I mean, I have it. I have it. And maybe I'll like retry this one day, or I'll just try it on different fabric, and I'll pick this out and try something else on there that's like maybe less detailed. Because this one surprisingly is a little detailed, and there's like back stitching, and you're supposed to do French knots, which we all know that I don't do. But It's just really, really tiny and small for me. So it makes it not fun at all. This next one is one that I designed, and you know, this one I may keep as a maybe. We may keep this one as a maybe, because I didn't get very far. I do like the fabric, I do like the pattern, but this is called 11th Doctor, and it's a quote about the 11th Doctor, and it's in the shape of the TARDIS. It's going to be massive, and it's all words. So I don't have, this is before I had like any type of like charting, any kind of app or anything. And so I did it in Excel, so I don't have like a cover sheet to show you. But it's the quote about rage. Anyways, this one's a maybe. I don't know if I want to keep it or not. And see, and even showing you that, you can't really see anything. I do love it. It's on a piece of fabrics by LJ, 16 count in blueberry. And so I love the fabric. I'm going to let it simmer and see if I get it out ever. And if not, it's probably going to have to go. And like I said, I charted it. I have the pattern. She's watching the rain. She's going to be really sad whenever I get rid of that chair, because I'm not keeping it. There's too many chairs in this damn room. Not keeping it. She's going to be real sad. That's okay. This one I don't know. This one I might also keep. No, I'm not. Eventually I want to use this fabric for something else. This is another Fabrics by LJ, 18 count. It's in the colorway Horizon. Oh, quick preface on Fabrics by LJ Fabrics. He does not dye fabrics anymore, and he hasn't in years. So the only way to get them is through other people's D-stash, or if you have them from whenever he was dyeing. Anyways, this is Skeleton from Roveris. I really do like this pattern. I was overly customizing it, but I just don't have the desire to stitch all the white. I just don't. I don't like, stop. I just don't. But I love this fabric. I want to use it for something else. And yeah. Stop. This is why we don't do that. Sorry, you guys. She thought that she could come down from the window via the curtains, and she got stuck because they're lace. Seriously? You're okay. You're okay. Oh, my Lanta. Okay, so Roveris Skeleton, it's going. I don't have the desire. I just don't. It's a beautiful pattern though. But I love that fabric. I want to use that fabric for something else, I think. It's beautiful. I am about to make a massive mess. Okay, the last one that is going, and I dyed a lot of threads for this. A lot of thread for this. That's going to massively suck. I dyed all of this rainbow thread for this. So I've got to find something else that I genuinely want to stitch in tie-dye thread. But I'm going to get rid of Pandemic. I would love to do another long dog. Pandemic is not going to be it for me. Again, just the juju. It's really big. I'm not super enjoying this. I started it with Emily, Cassie, and Heather, along with several others, but like we created like a little hashtag for ourselves because we started it the same day. It's just, it's a lot. If I'm going to do one that is this heavy of stitching, I want to pick something else, I think. So anyways, I've got to find something to stitch in like 20 skeins of freaking tie-dyed floss. But, yeah. Pandemic is going. And I'm okay with it. I am okay with it. Wow. That's it. So out of all of that, I kept four. Out. It's okay. So 4. So I'm getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I guess my total was 12. I'm getting rid of all of this out of my whips. I feel very happy with that. I'm not upset by it at all. So yeah, let me know if you decide to do a chopping block video. I would love to see it, but it makes me feel good to have gone through these. These patterns will stay in red though. The other ones will be completely deleted off of my list to fix my stats. And these will stay in red, and we're going to give them at least to the middle of the year, possibly to January. It just depends because I'm putting certain things first right now. And so it just may be that they don't end up before the middle of the year, which is fine. So they may stay in red until the beginning of the year. They may get moved up. I don't know. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and yeah, let me know if you decide to do a chopping block video or a ditch the stitch at all, and lessen your numbers. So I am officially back in the 40s for my numbers of whips, which is really exciting. That to be under 50, maybe I can keep it that way for a little while. That would be nice. So I will see y'all on Friday's video. Bye guys.